Turn back, traveler. There's trouble in the town of Sutch that you want no part of. Vampire trouble. Bloodsuckers, pale skins, night hunters, whatever you call them, this particular crew has left a trail of corpses in their wake. Get too close, and your lifeless husk will get added to the heap. I should know. I used to run with this lot. Was. Past tense. But I'm not about to bandy my history with Balandrus, the so-called terror of the Weald, to a stranger. If you want to tag along while I finish him, feel free. But I'll pay you. I don't like to owe favors. Not if I can avoid it. If you're reckless enough to stand with me against Balandrus' gang, who am I to say no? Let's make our way to the tavern at the center of town. An old friend, Tham, owns the place. I want to find out what happened to him. Didn't I say I wasn't going to talk about that? Yes, I ran with Balandrus. Yes, I've done things I regret. And he put these marks in my neck when I was young and stupid. All you need to know is Balandrus is dangerous, and I plan to stop him. I went out of the way to put my time with Balandrus behind me. But when I heard he had returned to Sutch, and was calling himself the Terror of the Weald, had turned the gang into murderers, I couldn't just stand by and do nothing. Sutch benefits from its location near the Gold Road and the nearby mines. In my early days with the gang, we worked out of the town, watched for traders and caravans. That's when I got to know Tham. He was one of the good ones. He did. Made more coins serving drinks than I ever did, robbing travelers with the gang. I suppose the current occupants of Sutch prefer their drinks a bit more crimson than anything Tham poured. He wrote to me, told me Balandrus had returned. I know exactly why he became the Terror and returned to Sutch. It's because of me. He hated it when I left. When I turned away from the blood and the gold. I plan to make him pay for what he did here. To send him to oblivion minus his head.
Here.
Sutch doesn't deserve this horror. Balandrus needs to pay for what he's done here. This is Tham's place. I hope he's all right.
Maerenah here?
We need to tell Balandrus.
Run, bastards! Damn vampires! Cowards! A lot of them! Look around. We need to find Tham or a clue as to what happened to him. That's Tham's sword. I gave it to him so he could protect the tavern. Tham's favorite. Torn, but no blood. Could be a good sign. Maybe. I knew Tham would get word to me. Don't like the way he ended it, but I know exactly where to find the best vintage. All right, let's talk this through. It's obvious there was trouble here. Tham's tattered cloak, his bloodied sword, and the note he managed to leave for me. Clever of him to tell me where to find the surviving townsfolk without alerting the vampires. No, but it did mention his best vintage, a dark joke referring to my days as a vampire. And the place where old Decius slept it off? That's the bank vault. Damn Balandrus. Why did he have to return to this town of all places? The chance that anyone's hearts besides our own are still beating in this town is next to impossible. I really want to deal with Balandrus, the Terror. But I suppose I owe it to Tham to go to where he pointed. Let's check the bank. The Sutch depository is across from the tavern. Balandrus always had ambitions. But to become the Terror of the Weald? I saw all the signs, but didn't want to believe he was capable of such atrocities. Still, I left at the first opportunity. Our relationship started out well enough. A band of outlaws, trying to raise thievery to an art form. Whatever he did, Balandrus wanted to be the best. Later, when banditry turned to blood, we hit a dry patch. That's when Balandrus began to change. After we became vampires, we remained outlaws. We took blood from the recently dead and dying. We had honor. Only a few of us accepted the curse at first, but eventually Balandrus convinced us there was more blood to be had than gold. He was wrong. I saw the darkness growing in Balandrus, but it was Tham who convinced me to find a cure. He said I was better than what the rest of the gang was becoming. Now, my sword reminds me of myself in those darkest days. It's thirsty and craves blood.
I don't remember a jungle to the south the last time we were here. How did I miss it?
Hey, stay with me!
Did you hear? We're going to be an arm. I want a name like the Terror. How about the...
The clerk kept a spare key in a box by her desk. We'll need that to open the vault. Told you there was a spare key. Now let's go down and open that vault.
Father, is that you?
Hush, Abel. You'll give us away.
I'll be damned. There are survivors.
Stay back.
Use the key and
Wait.
open the vault.
Maerenah, you're with those bloodsuckers?
I'm not with them. Not anymore. My friend will explain while I keep watch.
Maerenah looks different. But if you're not with the vampires, does it mean it's safe out there? And did you see my husband, Gravier? He hasn't returned from his last excursion. We hid in here. Some miners, Tham, the banker and his husband, their clerk. My Gravier's been leading them to safety, taking them out in small groups. He's the best scout in the territory. But now it's just me and my son. Gravier hasn't returned. Yes. He suggested we hide in here in the first place. He offered to stay with Abel and me while Graveir got the last group out of town, but my husband insisted Tham go with them. Now they're out there somewhere. With the vampires. I'm just the town alchemist. I'm no expert on vampires. But Balandrus and his crew, they came here for a purpose. I heard one vampire say something about raising an army. You seem like you can handle yourself. Can you look for my husband, Graveir? My alchemist shop is close by. Feel free to make use of anything in there. I don't know of any potions that harm vampires, but much of my stock is explosive, when mixed correctly. And if you find Graveir, please send him back to us. Not exactly, but I have all sorts of tinctures, reagents, and solvents. Many of them can be combined to create poisons and unstable compounds that could explode given the right circumstances. You'll want to go with something simple. I'd suggest grabbing some alchemical oil and a few combustion canisters. They won't make a perfect weapon, but if you can mix them, set them, ignite them, and run, they do make a rather large boom.
We'll kill Balandrus and put an end to this. You have my word. And we'll find your husband. Let's go.
I'd go with you to find my father, but he specifically told me to stay with my mother. Protect her, you understand? Good luck out there.
Let's find Graveir and Tham. Stay alert. Just one clue from here will point... There! Tracks! Take a clue. Definitely fresh. And they head southwest.
Stay alert. The Terror expects company and he wants us to be ready.
That pack. Check it out while I keep watch. Mining gear. Discarded to lose weight, I'd guess. Looks like they started veering west here.
Let's end them.
What's that on the ground ahead? Clothing. Must have been torn in a struggle. Careful. I think we're close. Someone took out these blood fiends. And look. What's that paper? Damn Graveir and his cowardly eyes. We need to talk. That's Balandrus' handwriting, all right. Looks like he made a deal with Graveir to sacrifice the rest of the townsfolk to the terror of the Weald. If Graveir's still alive, I can make him talk. Graveir's been working with these bastards. He must know where Balandrus is hiding, and he can tell me what happened to Tham. After that, I'll show him the same mercy he gave the townsfolk. The stables are nearby, right on the edge of town. If Graveir's there, I'll make him talk. Balandrus always wanted more gold, then more blood. Now he's calling himself the Terror. Sounds like he wants power now. Come to think of it, the stories of the Grey Host always fascinated him. Maybe they put a very bad idea into his head.
Maerenah. Stranger, cut me free! She's one of those monsters!
I'm the monster? After what you did? You better speak to him. Not sure I can guarantee I won't snap his neck if I get too close.
Why are you helping Maerenah? She's one of them! And Balandrus, the terror of the Weald. He told me he returned to Sutch because of her. This is all her fault! You know about that? I had no choice. It was turn on the townsfolk or lose my family. But you're helping Maerenah. She's one of them. She'll turn on you the moment you're no longer useful, just like Balandrus did to me. Doesn't matter. This is still her fault. The Terror came to Sutch looking for her. When he couldn't find her, he set his gang loose and started stockpiling weapons around town. If I didn't make a deal, my family would be dead now, or worse. Why do you think Balandrus is calling himself the Terror of the Weald now? He's trying to build a vampire army, and he's using the people of Sutch to swell his ranks. Look, whatever you may think of me, you can't leave me here to die! You can't! The vampires took Tham and the other townsfolk into the mines. I'm certain that's where Balandrus has his headquarters. Or do vampires call it a lair? But you can't go down there! They'll tear you apart! Please, let me go! My family needs me!
Friend, we need to talk about this. I knew Balandrus was angry when I left the gang. But to destroy a town and raise an army... He's really trying to live up to his new name. The Terror of the Weald. We killed Balandrus just like I planned. He broke our pact and started consuming innocent people. We robbed gold to pay blood servants to sustain us. We were thieves first, vampires second. Or so I thought. The curse was just a means to an end. Not quite yet. Stopping the Terror won't be as simple as just killing Balandrus. We need to destroy his weapon stockpiles and shatter his army. Maybe something in the alchemist shop can help with that. But first, we need to deal with this worm.
Please, you can't just leave me here.
Shut up, Gravier. Run back to your wife before I decide to tell her we were too late.
Let's knock some heads.
Rosalind mentioned explosives. Look for alchemical oil and combustion canisters. Careful. One spark, and you'll be engulfed in alchemical fire. With that oil and the combustion canisters, we're all set. Let's find those weapon stockpiles.
You could craft something nice with that. This one's mine.
These crates. That has to be one of the weapon stockpiles. Place the components and I'll do the rest. Place the components, and I'll add the spark. That takes care of the weapon stockpiles. Now let's head into the mine. Balandrus must be keeping the blood fiends in dens. Just follow the sound of their wails, and we'll use the remaining explosives.
The terror will make you pay for destroying our weapons, Maerenah!
That's not all I plan to destroy, you bastards! Hear that? Blood fiends beyond that door. Place a combustion canister and step back. Stand back! One blood fiend den taken care of. There's probably one more. Let's go find it.
Got to be better than that to stop us. You're dead.
Balandrus doesn't need you anymore, Maerenah. You've been replaced.
Tham the barkeep will be a much better vampire than you ever were.
The bastards turned Tham. Hurry! I hear more blood fiends. Place the combustion canister and stand clear. Stand clear! Alright, now we can get to the real business. That takes care of the blood fiend dens. But were those vampires lying about Tham? Damn it! I never wanted anyone to get hurt when I decided to leave the gang and throw off my curse. Come on. Let's find Balandrus' lair and finish this. Balandrus was formidable when I ran with him. Now that he calls himself the Terror, I'm not sure what to expect. He'll be with his lieutenants, maybe a few blood fiends. And Tham, curse their eyes. Just remember, if I get turned again, kill me.
now, barkeep. Get used to
He's got them! Let's finish the bastard!
You should have run.
Maerenah.
Balandrus, what have you become? Friend? Attack! No more. I saw Tham run out when the battle started. Let's head outside.
Stay down.
Maerenah, what's happening to me, Mare?
It will be all right, Tham. You'll be all right. Check on Tham, friend. I need a moment.
I feel cold. My skin, it's pale. Please, tell me this isn't happening. Tell me I'm not becoming one of them. Yes, you're right. You and Mare saved my life. Saved what's left of Sutch. Well, if Maerenah could survive being a vampire, then I can as well. Thank you for helping her. Tell Mare. Tell her I'm all right.
It's done. The terror of the Weald is no longer a threat. I hope whatever remains of the gang has sense enough to scatter. I tried to do right by Sutch, getting rid of my curse. Now the place is a ghost town, and I have no idea what to do next. Tham. Right. I need to be here for him, the way he was for me. Help him, whether he decides to remain a vampire or seek the cure. It's the least I can do. Remember, I don't like owing favors. So take this. I want you to have it. For all your help. I'm at a loss, friend. I was so focused on stopping Balandrus and saving Tham. I never gave a thought as to what comes next. I guess I need to figure it out. I told you I hate owing favors, but I can't help feeling that suddenly I owe a whole lot. I owe Tham. Probably more than I can ever repay. And the people of Sutch. It's because of me that the town was overrun by Balandrus and his gang of vampires. I need to try to help them all recover. To find a way to carry on with their lives. I think so. At least, for a while. Tham needs to learn how to deal with the curse. Then I need to help him figure out whether to try to live with it, or seek a cure. As for the town, that's a harder problem to solve. Once a place gets a bad reputation, it's hard to shake it. And the vampires killed a lot of people, did a lot of damage. Well, I suppose I can help deal with any of the terrorist gang that are still prowling around. That's something, right?
I need to figure out what to do next. Do I learn to live with the curse or find a way to cure it like Mare did? And what about the town? Do we abandon Sutch or try to rebuild? Too many questions and not enough answers. At least Maerenah is back. I have no idea. I'm not even sure why I seem to be a full vampire, while the rest of the townsfolk were turned into blood fiends. I guess that's just another thing I need to talk to Maerenah about. She's got more experience with this than I do. Another good question to which I have no answer. I love this town. But with most of the people gone, can Sutch even survive? I suppose one of the first things I need to do is check on my tavern. See how much of my livelihood remains intact.
I'm at a loss, friend. I was so focused on stopping Balandrus.